On this day, day 78 of the Madlanga Commission, things took a dramatic turn. Fannie Nkosi found himself under pressure, as commissioners asked the question no one could avoid. Fannie Nkosi was put on the spot, and there is this one question that changed everything. Stay, watch and see things for yourself.
Or EFF spokesperson, what is the name of this person?
It's Kalito.
No, okay. What is his first name and what is his surname?
Okay. I don't know his first name or surname, but I know Kalito because I know him from the farm. He was Baba's cook.
Sorry, he was Baba's?
Chef. Baba's chef. Yes.
Chef.
Yes.
Is his name Siyabulela Sibande?
I'm not denying or admitting to that, but I know him as Kalito.
You know him as Kalito?
That's correct.
You're not denying that he's Mr. Sibande?
Since I've known him, I've addressed him as Kalito. Everyone is addressing him as Kalito.
But you don't know his surname?
I don't know his surname.
And you describe him as EFF spokesperson. Why is that?
I just saved him like that.
No, we went over this yesterday, Sergeant. It cannot be. It cannot be a thumbsuck. You use this for a reason.
Okay.
Does Mr. Sibande hold a position in the EFF?
No. He doesn't.
Is he seen marching in a red beret with the EFF? In videos in your chats?
He's always with the EFF. I can say he's a member of the EFF.
Why do you have him as EFF spokesperson?
I might have saved him as EFF spokesperson, but he's not an EFF spokesperson. Maybe the problem is how I save these people.
Remember yesterday when I engaged you on exactly this, because in response to questions by Mr. Shaskalsin, you suggested that Mr. Zenzile Mumalo,
Yes.
you said you said EFF, and you just said that, and you were basically suggesting that that was for no reason whatsoever. But when I engaged you, in the end, you said that was because you had seen him with a cap written EFF.
Yes.
So eventually you gave a reason why you had EFF in brackets after his name. So surely there must be a reason here, and that is what Mr. Shaskalsin is trying to establish. So please respond to the question by Mr. Shaskalsin. Why EFF spokesperson in brackets?
I did respond to that, Commissioner. I said he's a member of the EFF, but he's not a spokesperson of the EFF.
Why spokesperson then?
He's not a spokesperson. I don't know who is the spokesperson.
Yes, I hear you on what he is not. But why the descriptor spokesperson?
This is, I don't know that maybe my answer will be of satisfactory to the Commission. I said maybe this is how I saved them. I saved them wrongly.
You can't, you cannot suggest to us that you just do things, or things just happen through your finger and you just type for the sake of it. It can never be. You are not automated, or
Yes.
you are not a machine. By the way, even machines are programmed in a particular way to act in the manner they do, because they are programmed in a particular way. So in your case, it should even be better because you use your mental faculties. So it cannot be that you just wrote spokesperson.
But Commissioner, we know that the spokesperson of EFF is not Kalito.
But why did you wrote? I said about 1.5 minutes ago that I've heard you on what you say is not the position, is not the position.
Yes.
Why did you write that which you know not to be the position?
You know, when we interact with him most of the time, EFF things always come out from his mouth. So just,
Okay.
I decided to save him as EFF spokesperson.
Why was it so difficult to say that? Right from the beginning, when the question was first asked by Mr. Shaskalsin, what was so difficult simply saying that? It was the case with the cap and EFF on the forehead as well. It took forever for me to extract that answer from you. So it's the same now. It took forever for you to say you wrote EFF spokesperson because he always talks about the EFF, not that he's a spokesperson of the. It took forever for you to say that eventually. Why is that so?
I'm sorry about that.
And this is on a very simple and innocuous issue. I don't understand why you should be cagey about it.
Understood, commissioners.
Mr. Shaskalsin.
Do you know if Galito is a friend of Mr. Matlala?
They know each other because Galito was a chef at the farm. Mr. Matlala was the head of security at the farm. Obviously, they know each other.
And of Mr. Molefi?
That's correct.
And of Mr. Mutsumi?
That's correct.
What do those emojis mean? Wide eyes?
I can't explain that emoji.
You see, I want to put it to you that that's the emoji you send when you're shocked or surprised.
I'm not denying it, but you know, I know that emoji. I can't explain that.
Well, what I want to put to you, Sergeant, is that as long ago as 2022, you knew what emoji to use when you were shocked and surprised. It's a very different emoji from a laughing emoji. What's your response to that?
I don't know how to respond to you because I've explained the understanding of the emojis. Like now, you know, this 2022 emoji and 2026 or 2025 emoji, I don't know what's.
Well, let's leave it there. Let's go back to what you send, what you've been exchanging with General Sabia.
I don't recall myself telling him that it was General Kumalo or General Kumalo's people. No.
Well, what would you have told him?
I've never told him anything.
Well, when he said Kimangu, you phoned him back at 1551. That's that call at 1551, presumably to explain why you'd sent this picture.
I would not say that because Mr. Mutsumi is someone that I talk to more often. So I would not necessarily remember what did I say. But one of the things that I do remember is that I did not discuss General Kumalo or his people.
Well, is Mr. Mutsumi someone you respect?
Definitely.
And if he asks you a question, would you ordinarily answer it?
If I know, yes, I would answer.
And so if he says in a text, Kimangu, would you not answer that?
Yes.
And what would you say to him?
It's the people who were arrested.
And presumably he'd say, well, which people? Why are you sending this to me?
would explain which people.
And which people would you explain? Which were the people who were arrested?
The same people who were arrested there, Commissioner.
People in crime intelligence,
That's correct.
including General Khumalo.
Yes, because of he's there. If he's there, yes.
And you knew that General Khumalo was one of the people who had been arrested there.
That's correct. It was breaking news on that day.
Why did you send this picture to Mr. Motsumi?
Okay, to explain it further, I did not send this picture specifically that because it is members of intelligence. Something that is happening, maybe is breaking news. There is something that is happening. I just sent. He sends.
But this is not sending a breaking news story. It's sending a picture of one person being taken into custody or being held in custody. What is the value of that picture in terms of breaking news?
To myself, it had no value, and I don't even think that it had any value to Mr. Motsumi. As you see there, he even asked Kimang, or who is that? It's because of even himself, he does not know who is that.
But why did you send it to him then? If it would have no value to him.
And if it had no value to you too, that's how I understand you. Please respond to Mr. Shaskalson's question.
Commissioner, your question took me off. I don't know.
Maybe forget about my question, then please respond to Mr. Shaskalson's question.
Why would you send it to him if it had no value to him?
I just sent it to him because if it was something that was flying all over the news, News 24 had it, then I just forwarded it to him.
I have to assume that you intended to communicate something to him by sending this picture to him. It's just a picture, there's no message, just a picture. What were you wanting to communicate to him?
Nothing that I can remember of, nothing.
Let's leave it for there and let's, can I just go back?
Before you move on, can I just ask my question? Sergeant Kosi, Mr. Motsumi is not a member of the SEPS, so you have to have an explanation why you're sending him information about SEPS members being arrested, and these particular members. It's not good enough to say it was of no interest to you. It was of interest to you. That's why you're distributing it. It had a particular interest to you. You considered it to be of interest to Mr. Motsumi. That's why you're giving it to him, who is not a member of the SAPS. So this is not a random distribution. You have to share with us the reason why you thought he might or he will be interested in this. You didn't send this to other members of the SAPS. You didn't send it to Brigadier Macheng. You didn't send it to General Sintumule. You didn't send it, you can tell us you sent it to them as well, but he's not in that category of people. He's an outsider. The only reason you would have sent it to him, and I put this to you, The only reason you would have sent it to him is because you knew he would be interested in this story. Now the question is, why would he be interested in this story?
I would not know, Commissioner.
No, you know, Sergeant. You can say you've given your answer, you're not prepared to say more, and that's what we have to live with. The answer is not you don't know. You know why you sent it to him, you're just not telling us.
No, Commissioner, I'm telling you everything to the best of my understanding. But that picture, to be honest with the Commission, Mr. Mutsumi had no interest in that picture.
Why did you think he would have interest in it? He may or may not in the end have had an interest in it, but you decided he would be interested to know this. And the question is, why did you think he would be interested in this? What were your considerations? What is it about this story that made you think that Mr. Mutsumi would be interested in this story? You share a lot with him of subs matters. This is one of them.
Yes.
Why did you think I send this to him because he will be interested? What was your reason for thinking he would be interested? And there is a reason, Sergeant.
I don't know if the Commission can allow me to park that question, and then I'll answer maybe at a later stage when I've got a clear answer.
I would like to get the answer now, and for now I'm going to say you've given your best answer. If you want to come back to it later on, that's on you. But as matters stand, you have failed or refused, made a decision not to give us the reason. That's where it stands now. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shaskalson.
What did you understand Mr. Mutsumi's interest to be in all of these investigations into General Khumalo and General Mkonazi?
My answer on that is Mr. Mutsumi and myself, we are the friends of General Mkonazi. Each and everything, whether it's bad or it's good about General Mkonazi, we share it and we discuss it.
So this was because Mr. Mutsumi was a fan of General Mkonazi.
Yes.
But at least one of these pieces, if you go back to 574, doesn't mention General Mkonazi. It's just about an investigation, an alleged investigation into General Masemola and General Khumalo for fraud. So why would you send that one? That's chat 6 on page 574.
Okay, I see it.
Why would you send that chat that doesn't mention General Mkonazi? It just mentions General Masemola and General Khumalo.
Because it mentions. No, this one, sorry, Commissioner, I just sent it. But most I sent where General Mkonazi is involved. But this one, I sent it.
The question is why?
I just took it like those ones that I've sent to him. So I sent it to him.
You said General Mkonazi is a mutual friend of yours and Mr. Mutsumi's. And that's why you would share something relating to General Mkonazi with him, that is with Mr. Mutsumi. So question is, this has nothing to do with General Mkonazi.
Yes.
Why did you share it with Mr. Mutsumi? I don't quite follow what you are saying in response.
Okay. Because of it's got general, okay, let me just maybe explain it so that the Commission can understand it better. It's because That is my view now, or that is what...
Of the WhatsApp seems to me that, bear in mind that you've sent it around about 20 to 11 on the 26th. And at 10:30 you were called by General Mkonazi, and then immediately after your call at 22:32, he sends you a link, a YouTube link, to a song of Tupac with a great title that unfortunately I can't mention publicly. But that rap, what are the words to that rap? Do you know it?
I suppose the best you can do is to flight the screenshot. Then people can see it for themselves without you saying anything, Mr. Shaskalsi.
Chair, if you're willing for me to say it, I'm happy to say it myself. And if it's going to be flighted, I may as well say it. It's Last Motherfucker Breathing. Now, what is Last Motherfucker Breathing about? What do the words say? Why would General Mkonazi send it to you? What does that rap communicate?
I think the reason is myself and General Mkonazi, we love the same artist, that is Tupac. So now, on the day when we were discussing about this arrest, hey, my man, how are you feeling about this thing? Then he said, no, I'm feeling nice. I'm even cruising. This is what I'm listening. So he forwarded to me. So that, no, don't worry, because I was worried that General Mkonazi was stressed about what happened earlier. So I phoned him that time, hey, my man, how are you feeling? He said, oh, I'm fine, I'm good. Listen to what I'm listening. We are listening to our song. So he sent me this.
Now, as a Tupac fan, you'll know the words to Last Motherfucker Breathing, won't you? Do you?
Can you repeat that question?
Do you know the words?
What?
I'm not going to ask you to rap it for us out here, but
Yes.
do you know the song?
Yes.
And what's it about? What's Tupac saying in Last Motherfucker Breathing?
He said, I'm the last man standing.
He's saying, I'm the last man standing.
That's correct.
I'm going to fight until I'm the last man standing. Isn't that what that's about?
That is Tupac, yes.
Yes, and General Mkonazi is sending that to you on the day that General Kumalo has been arrested.
That's correct.
And isn't General Mkonazi saying to you, I'm going to fight to the bitter end on this one? General Kumalo may have been arrested, but I'm going to fight to the bitter end.
I don't want to put words in his mouth, but at that time, it was someone who was cruising at night. He sent me this thing. And this is how I understood it, because of...
Well, if you were just exchanging your shared sort of fondness for Tupac, why would you share this screenshot with Mr. Mutsumi?
Mr. Mutsumi was also worried. And the reason I've sent it to Mr. Mutsumi, on Sunday, that time, you remember now, his bike and my bike, they've got music. So I was playing Tupac all day, so he was getting irritated. So now, when General Mkonazi sent me this, I sent it to him, said, no man, look, even our... You know, he's playing the same music. Tupac is the goal.
I mean, that's a great story, Sergeant, but I want to put it to you that it's not a true story.
No, it's a true story.
You see, what it seems to me
Yes.
is that for several months now, you've been sharing with Mr. Mutsumi stories about the demise of, let me describe it as a faction in the SAPS. General Kumalo, General Masemola, and General Mkonazi. And on the day that the position of that grouping within the SAPS probably looks weakest, because General Khumalo has just been arrested. You speak to General Mkonazi, and his response is to come back to you with Tupac and essentially say, I'm going to fight to the bitter end. And you were sending that to Mr. Mutsumi because Mr. Mutsumi needed to know that General Mkonazi was going to fight to the bitter end. What's your response to that?
I differ with your statement. One, Mr. Mutsumi, he loved General Mkonazi with everything. So there is no way that I will send Mr. Mutsumi for Mr. Mutsumi maybe to celebrate or what. No.
Sergeant, you corrected the chairperson and said Mr. Mutsumi is not a friend of General Mkonazi, but a fan.
Yes.
Did I hear you correctly?
That's correct.
Why would he be worried about how General Mkonazi is feeling if they are not friends? He's just a fan. Why would he be worried about? General Mkonazi is not arrested. General Khumalo is arrested. Why would Mr. Mutsumi be worried or concerned how General Mkonazi is responding to the arrest of Lieutenant General Khumalo? It doesn't make sense.
Can I answer?
You may try.
According to me, Commissioner, you know, when you care about someone and someone is in, or you think that that person is not, emotionally okay, and whether you are friends or not, but for the mere fact that you care about that person because of you are a fan, you would have interest in, man, how is this person feeling after all?
You've said they're not friends. You've said he's not a friend, he's a fan.
Yes.
Yes, so why would he care? In fact, let me use your language. Why would he be worried how General Mkonazi is responding to the arrest of Lieutenant Khumalo, unless there's been other conversations that you are not sharing with us? But you telling us this simple story, he's a fan. That's all he is. That's why I'm sharing all of these stories with him about what's going on. Why would he be worried? To be worried, there has to be more to the relationship. Or you are sharing this for another reason, not because he's worried about General Mkonazi.
Commissioner, that man loves General Mkonazi. So I don't want to add something that did not happen that particular time. That man, the way I love General Mkonazi, loves General Mkonazi. So that's why I'm sending him, because of myself and him, we're worried. That is the reason I even called him that time, that my man, are you okay?
So after the arrest, you did discuss with Mr. Mutsumi. I thought earlier on, when that WhatsApp exchange about the picture that you sent to Mr. Mutsumi, which was followed up by a telephone call from you. You remember that exchange where you sent a picture and then Mr. Mutsumi said, Kimango.
Yes.
You then did a call, and I thought you said you did not discuss these arrests with him. So at which point do you get to know, and how do you get to know that Mr. Mutsumi, a fan, is worried about how General Mkonazi is responding to this if you did not discuss the arrests with him?
Maybe okay. Can I answer? Maybe there is along my answering line there is a misunderstanding. I said the reason that I'm sending Mr. Mutsumi Tupac's lyrics is because on that weekend we were riding and I was busy annoying him with Tupac songs. So when this thing happened, when General Mkonazi sent me this, I sent it to him. I said, "You're just criticizing me. Even our man is listening to the same thing."
And you're changing your reason for sending this to Mr. Mutsumi. You first said you sent it to Mr. Mutsumi because he was worried about General Mkonazi, how General Mkonazi is reacting to this. That's why I've had this engagement with you. It's because of that answer. Now you say I sent it to him because the previous day he was annoyed that I'm playing Tupac and I just wanted to show him that even General Mkonazi plays Tupac. They can't both be true. They can't both be true. In fact, I want to suggest to you both attempts at explaining this are untruthful. They are not the reason you sent this to Mr. Mutsumi. You sent this stuff and all the exchanges to Mr. Mutsumi because you knew he has an interest in what's happening to what Mr. Chaskalson refers to as affection in the SAPS. That's the only explanation that makes sense. It's because he had an interest in it. And you're not being truthful in your answer. You can comment if you want to. Otherwise, Mr. Chaskalson, thank you.
No comment.
Perhaps